Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় জগদ্গুরু শিল প্রভুপাদ। নিতাই গৌর হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল, হরি বল। नमं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात् दशतारिणे। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 7, Text 46. Te vai vidanti atitaranti cha devamayam Stri shudraho na shabara api papa jivaha Jaddadbhuta krama parayana shila shikshas Tiryak janayopi kimu sutadharana je. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Surrendered souls, even from groups leading sinful lives, such as women, the laborer class, the mountaineers, and the Siberians, or even the birds and beasts, can also know about the signs of Godhead and become liberated from the clutches of the illusory energy by surrendering unto the pure devotees of the Lord and by following in their footsteps in devotional service. Purport. Sometimes there are inquiries as to how one can surrender unto the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asked Arjuna to surrender unto him, and therefore person unwilling to do so question where God is and to whom they should surrender. The answer to such questions or inquiries is given herein very properly. The personality of Godhead may not be present before one's eyes, but if one is sincere in wanting such guidance, the Lord will send a bona fide person who can guide one properly back home, back to Godhead. There is no need of material qualification for making progress on the path of spiritual realization. In the material world, when one accepts some particular type of service, he is required to possess some particular type of qualification also. Without this, one is unfit for such service. But in the devotional service of the Lord, the only qualification required is surrender. Surrendering oneself is in one's own hand. If one likes, he can surrender immediately, without delay, and that begins his spiritual life. The bona fide representative of God is as good as God himself. Or in other words, the loving representative of the Lord is more kind and more easy to approach. A sinful soul cannot approach the Lord directly, but such a sinful man can very easily approach a pure devotee of the Lord. And if one agrees to put himself under the guidance of such a pure devotee of the Lord, he can also understand the signs of God and can also become like the transcendental pure devotee of the Lord, and thus get his liberation back to Godhead, back to home for eternal happiness. So, realization of the signs of Godhead and relief from the unnecessary, useless struggle for existence are not at all difficult for the willing candidate, but they are very difficult for persons who are not surrendered souls, but only simple, profitless speculators. The chapter is entitled Scheduled Incarnations, and here Lord Brahma is explaining how even those who are disqualified, they also can achieve the mercy of God. In the previous verse, verse number 46, it is explained that very, very qualified persons, kings and leaders of the society, how they achieved the mercy of God. They are all, in the previous verse it is mentioned many names of very, very important persons, VVIPs. But somebody may think, oh, God is meant only for VIPs, not for me, because I am not VIP, I am ordinary person. Not only ordinary person, I am disqualified, I am lower than animal. So God is not, God's mercy is not meant for me. It is only meant for the VIPs. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has explained, because the previous verse can create such kind of misunderstanding among many people, those who are not so qualified. So to eradicate that misunderstanding, this next verse, verse number 46, is spoken. That no, not only the VIPs, not only the kings, Rajarshis, not only the leaders of the society, but even disqualified person, unqualified persons, even animals, in this verse it is said, even animals can achieve the mercy of God, but there is a small condition, that mercy should be received from pure devotees, like Srila Prabhupada. It is difficult to approach God directly. Only we know that a person like Arjuna, he could directly spoke to God, and Krishna directly, he delivered Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. But Prabhupada said those who are willing to avoid surrendering, they don't want to surrender. Sometimes they try to find out some excuses. Arjuna found Krishna face to face. Arjuna could ask so many questions to Krishna directly. But what about us? We don't find Krishna directly. So we are not qualified to receive Krishna's mercy. So the answer is given in this verse. No, you cannot avoid, you cannot escape in this way. You approach pure devotees. Because pure devotees, sometimes they are more powerful than Krishna, and sometimes they are more merciful. Not sometimes, always actually. Always pure devotees are more merciful than Krishna. Then you can say, how is it possible? We know Krishna is an ocean of mercy and he is most powerful. Yes, Krishna is most powerful, but sometimes he distributes his powers to his agents. Just like we know, Tata, he sells cement, isn't it? Tata cement is very popular, famous. But many times, majority people, they don't go to purchase cement to Tata. They go to agents and dealer. And maximum of Tata cement is actually not with Tata. It is with agents and dealer. So Krishna's mercy, he did not keep in his own hand. He distributed this mercy to the pure devotees. And he wants to give credit also to the pure devotees. Once somebody asked Prabhupada that you say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is all powerful, then why he did not come to America, in Russia, in China to distribute his mercy? So Prabhupada simply replied, he left this duty for me. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left this service for me. So it is fact. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could do this easily, but he left this service to his pure devotee, for Srila Prabhupada, so that Srila Prabhupada can get the credit. In Kurukshetra we see Krishna was not actually fighting. At the end of Kurukshetra war, when Pandavas became victorious, there was a devotee called Barbarik, Ghatatka's son of Ghatatkacha. He was the witness of this whole war, because his head was cut, but he was alive. By Krishna's mercy, the soul was within the head. Generally, soul remains within heart, but in case of Barbarik, soul was within his head. So he was watching from mountain how the war is going on. So at the end of the war, when Pandavas became victorious, then they approached, Krishna told them, come, we will meet Barbarik. So then they asked Barbarik, among all of us, who fought best? So then Barbarik replied, none of you. None of you. Then how you become victorious without fighting? Then Barbarik replied, as far as my observation, I have seen only Krishna fought. Only Krishna fought. So apparently Krishna was not fighting, because he was giving credit to his devotees. But a pure devotee can understand that mercy is coming from Krishna. Being empowered by Krishna, you can do something impossible. There are so many examples. Just like Hanuman, how many times he crossed ocean of Indian Ocean? How many times he crossed? Do you know? 4 times. First time when he went to meet Sita and to meet Ravana, So this was first time. Then after burning Lanka, he came back by jumping, second time. Then when Lakshmana was pierced with Shakti shell, that powerful weapon of Indrajit. So at that time, Hanuman, he came to Gandhamadan mountain to find medicine, that 3rd time. Taking Gandhamadan, he came back to Lanka, 4th time. So Hanuman crossed Indian Ocean minimum 4 times. But when Ramchandra came to cross the ocean, Ramchandra became paralyzed. He's telling, how can I cross this ocean? It is so big ocean. Please make a breeze. Please make a what is called breeze, so that I can walk. So people may get easily confused. This Sanatana Shastra is really confusing. If you don't study deeply, thoroughly, it is really confusing. See, Ramchandra could not cross ocean even for 1 time. But Hanuman, being a devotee, being a servant of Ramchandra, he crossed ocean 4 times. But still luckily people understand that Hanuman is not God. Ramchandra is God. And still today they say, Sri Jai Sri Ram. Still today they worship Ramchandra. Of course they also worship Hanuman, because Hanuman is more powerful in one sense. And in this verse at least, it is told that devotees are more powerful, more merciful. You understand? So in this way you will find so many instances where devotees are more merciful than Krishna. And Krishna sometimes prohibits to distribute mercy to all disqualified people. In Bhagavad Gita, what is that slok? Nacha tasman, no, not that. You don't distribute this, nacha atapaskaya, nacha atapaskaya, nacha asushushube bachang, nacha jomang abhashoti. Those who are disqualified, those who do not have service mood, those who are envious of me, please don't distribute this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to those unqualified people. Krishna said. But Prabhupada disobeyed these verse completely. Isn't it? Prabhupada disobeyed these verse completely. It is mentioned in Vedic literature, so one should not cross Kalapani. Kalapani means the black water, means ocean. One should not cross. At least Vaishnava should not cross. But Prabhupada disobeyed. I think you know the story of Ramanujacharya. So his Gurudev told a verse and told Hare Krishna Mahamantra in his ear. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So he told him secretly, it is a confidential mantra. You don't disclose this mantra in front of anybody. Only to qualified person this mantra can be disclosed. Don't disclose it. Then Ramanujacharya very humbly asked, then what will happen if I disclose this mantra to disqualified person? Then his guru, spiritual master told, they may get liberated. They are not qualified to become liberated. But if they hear this mantra and chant this mantra, some of them can enter into back to Godhead. So they are not qualified. They are very criminals and sinful. Don't distribute to these unqualified, disqualified people. Ramanujacharya became a little silent and he went to the marketplace. So he started calling all the people of market. Please come, I have a good news. So many people came. Then Ramanujacharya told, there is a mantra, secret mantra. If you chant this mantra, you will go back to Godhead. So please chant with me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Somehow or other these news reached his guru. So other disciples thought Guru will become very upset. So Ramanujacharya met Guru. So Guru asked, I heard that you have distributed this confidential Mahamantra in the marketplace. Yes, Guru Maharaj. I told you not to disclose it to the unqualified people. Yes, Guru Maharaj, you told, but you also told that if some unqualified people hear this mantra and chant this mantra, if they practice this mantra, they may go back to Godhead. So I know the second part of your information. So I also encourage to help them to go back to Godhead. So then Guru became very pleased. Guru became very happy. So this proves Guru is not Krishna here and Ramanujacharya is not Krishna. They are devotees. But devotees are so merciful, sometimes they disobey Krishna's order. They take risk. They are just like Prabhupada. He took so much risk. Now we don't understand so much, but it is fact. Prabhupada took life risk. First of all, in his old age, he could die any moment while preaching. Secondly, there could be riot. People of different religious group could fight and kill each other. But Krishna protected. Somehow or other, Krishna protected. And Prabhupada was not afraid. He was not afraid. Although there are so many prohibitions, but devotee, they don't care for all these prohibitions which are helpful for other people who are not qualified. So the only shelter for us, person like me, the only hope, this verse is a verse of hope. Sometimes there are some verses, after reading those verses, we become completely discouraged that this path is not for me. But reading verse like this, we become encouraged. Yes, still I have some hope. Here in this verse it is said, even the animals, there are many pastimes, how animals became liberated by the mercy of pure Vaishnavas. Shivananda Sen, you have heard this story. He had a dog and he used to feed the dog. Sometimes people say that devotees, they hate dog. No, we don't hate dog, but we don't commit the same mistake that was committed by King Bharat. King Bharat, he was completely absorbed in the thought of deer. We should not become addicted to any animal, because if we become addicted at the time of death, then we will remember that animal. Antakale chamameva smaran mukta kalevaram. So if we remember that animal and quit body, then we will become animal. So just to avoid that risk, we should not become absorbed. Otherwise, there is no prohibition that you cannot feed a dog or you cannot, you can, love all animals, That's why we don't kill fish, we don't kill cows, we don't kill goats, we don't kill any animal because we love them. We are animal lover, we love animals. That's why we don't kill. But we don't get absorbed. What to speak of animal? Even to wife, even to sons, we should not become absorbed in. Because if we become absorbed, next life we will get body accordingly. So anyway, Shivananda Sen had a dog and he used to feed that dog. But when he was going to Puri to attend Ratha Jatra, annual Ratha Jatra, he was taking the dog with him. But due to some unknown reason, the dog was lost. Dog lost. Then Shivananda Sen was little worried. Krishna will protect him. Krishna will protect the dog, but how it is lost, where it has gone, whether it has got his food, daily food or not, Shivananda Sen was little, thoughtful. So then finally he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting and speaking with the devotees. Suddenly he saw that lost dog came and sat near Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You understand? There are thousands and millions of dogs. But why this one dog of Shivananda Sen, why it came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Because it was Shivananda Sen's dog. It is not because any dog cannot approach like this, but because it is a dog of a Vaishnava. It is a dog of Shivananda Sen. That's why it got the privilege, it got the chance to sit near Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I think he was eating or distributing coconuts, small pieces of coconuts, and he was feeding the dog from his own hand. The dog was so lucky only because he was Shivananda Sen's dog. He was a dog of a pure Vaishnava. So the dog took few pieces of coconuts, and as far as Chaitanya Charitamrita's description is concerned, we see that I think next day he disappeared. He went back to Godhead. That dog went back to Godhead. So there are so many instances like this. How disqualified animal, of course sometimes God himself directly delivered animals. You know the pastimes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered animals. Where? In the forest of Jharkhand. He delivered so many different types of animals. Sometimes I hear a story of Narada Muni delivering a snake. Have you heard this story sometimes? A snake, I heard this story, but unluckily I could not read it from any book. But I heard this story from many devotees, that a snake became disciple of Narada Muni. And Narada Muni told, don't become harmful to any human beings, you don't become harmful. So some children understood that the snake has become Vaishnava and they started disturbing him. Sometimes when they understand that we are humble, I remember I used to visit Krishnanagar. Now the atmosphere is changed, completely changed. When I first came around 36 years ago in Mayapur, I went to Krishnanagar and people started pulling my shikha. Then I just looked. What can I do? I cannot fight with them. I just looked. And he said, you see, this boy standing there, he told me, if I can pull your shikha for 3 times, he'll give me a cigarette. You understand? He is telling to me. So I know if I protest, maybe he'll beat me or he'll do something. So I was silent, but he 3 times touched my shikha, and I saw he got a cigarette from his friend. You understand? This was the situation around 36 years ago. But now I see we walk so boldly, not only in Krishnanagar, in Kolkata, we walk, nobody dares to touch ISKCON devotee. As far as I have seen nowadays, the atmosphere is changed by Srila Prabhupada's mercy. So anyway, the point I missed. What was the point? Snakes, yeah. So that snakes became Vaishnava. Snakes became Vaishnava and people started disturbing because the snake is not biting anybody. So then one day Narad Muni came and saw that snake became very timid, very weak. What happened? The Guru Maharaj, you told me to become tolerant. Now I have become tolerant. But these rascal people, they are trying to kill me. What can I do? So Narad Muni said, okay, you are humble, that's all right, but sometimes you hiss, sometimes you show your hood, then they will run away. So yes, it is fact. Sometimes we don't like to fight. Even Krishna, when there was a question of fighting between Pandavas and Kauravas, Krishna said, give us 5 villages. 5 villages, there will be no fight. So he was humble. But when it was required, he also declared, they declared, Kauravas, they declared fighting, okay, there will be war. They declared war. So anyway, in genuine cases, we can also do dharma juddha, religious fight, we can do. But generally, the devotees are very humble, very, very tolerant. So the snake became devotee by the mercy of Narad Muni. And nowadays, with the help of internet, I can see. Recently, I saw one video. There was a kirtan and one pet deer started dancing. You can see that video. Exactly like human. Exactly like human. Someone was playing nice mridanga, and with the rhythm of mridanga, that deer was dancing. And also I saw another video. There was one deity, and in front of deity, a dog was doing like this, Many times, 2-3 times, he was doing like this. It is not that they do all these things mechanically. It is not like that. They have feelings, they have mood. They know they are, superior deities. So, and when listening kirtana, I saw another video where, what is the name of the devotee who wrote that book? Books distribution is our family business. Vaisheshika Prabhu. He was doing kirtan. And another animal or bird, I forgot. Another animal or bird, he was, that bird or animal joined that kirtan and dancing, jumping, trying to sing. So it is possible. It is not impossible. It is not only that, only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the animals of Jharkhand. Also many devotees sometimes, they deliver animals. And there are so many stories, Mrigari story, Narada Muni, when he saw Mrigari killing so many animals, Narada Muni told, why you are killing them? Why you are making them half dead? If you want to kill them because it is your profession, you kill them completely. So then that Mrigari, the hunter, replied, actually my father taught me to hunt in this way because he was also feeling happy when half-dead animals were jumping, he was feeling happy. And I have seen at the time of Bangladesh war, one Muslim, he was in my house staying, one Muslim was staying in my house. He used to cut the throat of hens, and he used to throw, and when the hen was jumping, he was smiling, laughing, because he was enjoying the jump of that, half-dead hen. So in this way, they enjoy. When somebody is suffering, they enjoy. So Narad Muni told, don't do like this. You just kill them completely. Then he said, I learned it from my father. The Narad Muni tossed all these half-dead animals, and half-dead animals became cute. They started running. Then that Mrigari, then that hunter understood that this person is not an ordinary person. He must be a very special guru. So he approached him. And Narad Muni told, this is very sinful. The profession you are doing is very sinful. You have to suffer for this. You have to pay for this. Then he believed, because he saw how half-dead animals became alive by Narad Muni's touch. So he became convinced. Then he told, okay, I agree. But how I will eat? Because after selling this meat, I purchase my rice and my daily requirements. But if I stop this business, how I will eat? How can I manage my family? So Narad Muni told, I will send you daily food. Daily I will send you sufficient food so that there will be no scarcity of food. Then he thought maybe this is a priest of king, and generally priest of king, they are very rich. So maybe he will send some money or something. But Narad Muni did not send a single farding. He did not send a single paisa. Because he knew, why I have to send? Krishna will send. So he became devotee, he went to forest, he gave up all his properties, and he started chanting. And in those days, the atmosphere of India was much more spiritual. People from village heard, we heard that a hunter has become devotee. So then, let us go to see him, Vaishnava darshan. If we can have a darshan of pure devotee, we will become delivered. So then all they went to see that hunter, and in those days they used to carry some rice, some dal, some money. So they were giving to that hunter. After offering their obeisances, they are giving to that hunter. And it became a regular matter. Every day people are coming, and hunter is becoming more popular and popular and popular. And in this way, in that forest, he built a temple, and he was getting a daily prasadam without going to even begging was not required. So then one day Narad Muni and Parvata Muni came to see him, and when that hunter saw his guru from a far distance, he started running and saw there are many ants on the road. So then he was very careful. I should not kill these ants, isn't it? Even all of you I know, if you see an ant, when I see an ant, I don't step on it. I try to escape, I try to avoid so that the ant life is not damaged. So that devotee, he was jumping, and whenever he saw ants, he was stopping, and he was again jumping little longer, So Narad Muni saw that this devotee is, while running, he is sometimes stopping. Then when he came near, Narad Muni asked, I saw you are running, but sometimes you are stopping also. Why? So that hunter told, actually, there are many ants. So I was little careful that these ants should not be killed. So then Parvata Muni became amazed. My dear Narad Muni, you are really a tossed stone. You are really a tossed stone. The man who was killing deer, pigs and so many other animals, half dead, he was making them half dead. Now he is afraid to kill even an ant. So you are really a tossed stone. So it is fact. The devotees, they are tossed stone. And the best example within our experience, within our lifetime is, loudly, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. It is a fact if Srila Prabhupada was not there. It is a fact if Srila Prabhupada's books were not there. Person like me could never become a devotee. Could never become a devotee. I was in hostel, staying in a hostel in Jadavpur University. And one British devotee, he came noontime when all the students went to university, and he was dropping time bomb, time bomb, through the windows, free mercy. Then when I came, in my room there was no time bomb, there was no books. But other persons who got these books, many of them are ganja smoker, So they collected this book, and somehow or other they knew that I have little interest in spiritual life. Because I was running here and there, Bharat Sevashram, this, that, many places I was running, even staying in hostel. So they knew this boy has little inclination. So they called me, and they gave me, I think as far as I remember, 24 books. 24 books they gave me. Then my final exam was imminent. Maybe within 1 week, my final exam. But this book, when I started reading, it became like more, it's stronger than wine. I could not stop reading those books, and I stopped reading my exam books. It is a foolishness in one sense. Materially, it is a foolishness. But I became full like this, and started reading Prabhupada's books, finished these 24 books. And I wrote letter to Kolkata Albert Road that I read Prabhupada's books. I am very much convinced. Please, if possible, provide me more books. You understand? Then I went to the class, in university classroom, and there is a notice that your exam is postponed for 2 months. You understand? So I thought it is Krishna's mercy. You understand? Anyway, in the meantime, there was centennial of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 500 years completed. I think it was 86, yeah. So I came Mayapur. Then I saw very nice, everything very nice. At that time, Mayapur was different. And after I went back to Jadavpur, and there was one Bhaiba test. In 86 itself, I joined. I joined in Calcutta, 3C Alberto Temple. So I am 100% sure it is only due to Srila Prabhupada's books. Only due to Srila Prabhupada's books. And all of you, I know, is due to Srila Prabhupada's books. Srila Prabhupada's books are like time bomb. Prabhupada said, even someone touches those books, they will become devotee. And it is fact. Otherwise, within short time, Prabhupada actively preached 8 years, actively. After that, he became weak. He was staying in Vrindavan. But after Prabhupada's departure also, the books are preaching, isn't it? And we see how ISKCON is, growing and growing and growing rapidly. Generally, after the disappearance of the founder, many organizations we have seen collapsed. But ISKCON is opposite. It is growing and growing and growing, and it will grow more. So this is due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, even so many animals we see in the kitchen, so many dogs, they are coming. Sometimes I go to Navadvip and cross the river. I see some dogs are waiting for the boat. You understand? And they know when the boat is ready, they jump. And the boatman doesn't protest. And they know they will go to Mayapur for prasadam. Even I saw the same thing when I was crossing Jalangi. One day I was crossing Jalangi, I saw one dog standing near the boat. When the boat is ready, the dog jumped on the boat. You understand? And they crossed the river and came to Mayapur kitchen, Even nowadays, so many dogs you will see in, I think, in Gita kitchen, and not kitchen, they are in the dustbin. Also in Sulabh dustbin, I have seen many dogs. Corona time, I have not seen them. but now again, they started coming. So that means they are getting mercy simply by eating the remnant of Vaishnavas. So in this way, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, disqualified person like me, even animals, they are not hopeless candidate. They also can become devotee of the Lord, and it may take few more births, maybe in one lifetime. Many of we cannot go back to Godhead. But once you are captured by Krishna, one day you will achieve Krishna. So time is little more, there are 10 minutes left. So if you have any question or comment, please. Oh, today is also disappearance of Srivas Pandit. So I will narrate only one story of Srivas Pandit that is also related to this verse. Srivas Pandit had a Muslim tailor. He used to visit Srivas Pandit's house, and Srivas Pandit would love him, and he would make dress for Srivas Pandit and his family members. So one day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, present in Srivas Pandit's house, and that Muslim tailor, he was also there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, this tailor is loved by Srivas Pandit. See, there are so many thousands of tailors, but why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu selected this tailor? Because he was, favorite tailor of Srivas Pandit. He got mercy of Vaishnava, Srivas Pandit mercy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him his Krishna form, so beautiful. And that tailor saw this Krishna form and he became mad, completely mad. He was walking through the village and jumping and chanting, and people would ask him, what happened to you? So he would say, I saw something, I saw something. What you saw? I saw something. You understand? So this is one pastimes I got in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. There is another pastime. You have heard the name of Amugha. Amugha was envious of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya invited him, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was distributing so many varieties of items. And Amugha, he was so envious, he came in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and started blaspheming him. You are a sannyasi. How you are taking so many varieties of items? You are a sense enjoyer. So then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became very angry and started running behind him with a stick. So he went to his home and he became sick. I think he got diarrhea. And in those days, this Bishuchika, one kind of diarrhea, and there was no medicine, and he was going to die. Then somebody informed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Amugha is going to die. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ran and he came to meet Amugha. Why he came to meet Amugha? Only because he was a relative of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was relative of a devotee. So, because he is somehow or other connected to devotees, that's why Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy. Lord Shiva, one day Parvati asked, whose worship is the best? And what Shiva replied? Krishna's worship is Vishnu's worship is the best. Of course, Krishna is original Vishnu. Krishna's worship is the best. Parvati became little unhappy because she was always worshipping Shiva. So she became little unhappy. That means my worship is not best. So then Shiva told, Aradhananang sarvesham Vishnuraradhanang param tasmat paratarang devi tadiyanang samarchanam. Worshipping Krishna is best, but better than worshipping Krishna is to worship Tadiya. Tadiya means Krishna's devotee. Tadiya means Krishna's book. Tadiya means Krishna's temple. Tadiya means preaching. Tadiya means so many things related to Krishna. So, today's verse also speaking about Tadiya. There is similar verse in Bhagavatam. Kirata Hunandra Pulinda Pulkasha Avira Shumbha Jabana Kasadaya Je Annecha Papa Jadapasraya Sraya Shuddhanti Tashmai Prabha Vishnave Nama. I worship that Vishnu whose devotee is so empowered that by his mercy even people like Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Here it is written Shabara. Prabhupada said Siberian. Sabara, Siberian. Like this. Prabhupada is taking the root. Like this. You know Caspian Sea? Caspian Ocean or Caspian Sea? Caspian Sea. Kashyap Muni. You know, this is ocean related to Kashyap Muni. Kashyapian Sea. Later on it became Caspian or Caspian Sea. Like this, you will get so many nice information. Shabara actually came from the word Siberia. Siberia, Shabara. Okay, so I am taking a lot of time. So please, if you have any question, you are welcome. Prabhu, any question? No question. That means the topic was so common. Our Achinta Chaitanya Prabhu.
His Holiness Jayapatak Maharaj relates that a story that in the early 80s, regularly there would be a dog which would come and offer, after the temple closes, it would come inside the temple and offer obeisances to Prabhupada and go away. So once devotees, they informed Jayapatak Maharaj that something like this is happening. So he hid behind, I don't know where exactly he hid. He hid behind a place, then he's observing. Then he actually saw that after the temple closes, the dog comes and offers full prostrated obeisances to Prabhupada and then goes away.
So nice. It must be 100% fact, because it is narrated by His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj that a dog was coming and offering full prostrated pranam to Srila Prabhupada, no?
Yeah, every day it would come.
Every day. So you see, Bhagavad is not a story. It is fact. Whatever is written, it is fact. Any other point, comment, question from Mataji's? Any question or comment? Okay, another question.
You have mentioned that today's verse is connected with Tadiya words.
Tadiya.
Yeah. Can you explain a little bit from here? I cannot see the word Tadiya here.
Tadiya is there written? Yeah, but this is Tadiya. Tadiya means related to Krishna. Tadiyanang samarchanam. Related to Krishna. Like Kirata, Honandra, Pulinda, Pulkasha. That is also Tadiya. We are not like Arjuna met Krishna directly. We could not meet Krishna directly. I have never heard that our devotee meeting Krishna directly. But we can meet Tadiyas. We can relate ourselves to Krishna's temple. We can relate ourselves to preaching. In this way, these are all Tadiya. Tadiya means related to Krishna. Whatever is related to Krishna is more powerful than Krishna. So somehow or other we have to keep ourselves in contact of Tadiya. Okay, Prabhuji? All right, so should I stop here? See, very punctual, already 9 o'clock. Jai Grantharaj Samad Bhagavatam ki, Samavita Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda ki,